So here we are on day 3 of the 5 soul languages. The 5 soul languages we've already covered on day 1, thinking and feeling. So what's the difference between the two? We've already then covered knowing and receiving. So like there's so many different ways that you can know, just really know that something's landing for you. And when you're receiving message, and now a lot of people at the moment, they're saying, oh my God, I'm getting so many numbers at the moment. That's receiving a message. If I'm driving along and I'm thinking about something, which I do to all the time, I'm thinking and talking to myself in my car all the time. And then I see a number plate, 777, I'm thinking, jackpot. Absolutely. That's absolutely. What was I just thinking? What did I just say? Because that's the saying, that's the message, like get on with it. Now, today we're going to be looking at responding. The first thing we're going to be looking at is responding. Firstly, I want to say you need to respond when you get a soul message. That is absolutely the one thing you have to do. Responding means that you have listened and that you are honoring your soul's guidance. The more you respond to the messages that come through to you, whether that be in numbers, angel numbers, something that you hear, something that you see, and knowing that drops in, the more you respond, the more that the soul can send to you. It's not that you need to trust your soul. It's like she needs to trust you too. Are you actually going to do what she's asked you to do, that she's shown you how to do something? Are you going to respond? So when I heard, write your book, write your book, write your book, I knew I'd received a message and I knew I just had to get on with it. And I'd been suffering with such bad sciatica, such bad hip pain for such a long time. I felt like 100 years old. The next day, I promised myself faithfully that I would sit down and I would start flushing out the chapters. Guess what? The hip pain completely went. That was the message to me, but I just didn't know what it was. You have to respond. When you respond to what's coming through, the niggles disappear. So, also, we're going to just talk a little bit today about not just like when you get the message that you have to take action on it, action, responding, but your soul is always responding to what you're thinking, to what you're saying, to what you're asking for. Responding to me isn't just that we're taking the action. Responding is also, how is she responding to you and how are you responding to her? Maybe you've received a message and you haven't responded. You've just kind of sat on your tail and not really done anything about it. Just going, well, I don't know how. It's not your job to know how all of the time. That will work itself out. I've just been given a wonderful message. And it's not the first time I've received this message, but it's just like, I just have to let go of knowing how to do it. I am an overthinker. Therefore, sometimes I really need to just let the process come through. If, like me, you feel that you are an overthinker and you are receiving messages, but you just don't know the how, because that's just like, oh my God, how do I do this? When do I do it? How do I find that person? How do I find the location? How? If you're an overthinker like me, you have to surrender. You have to let that go and just go, it will all come in. What you can do, which is what one of my clients just told me this week that she was absolutely doing, just keep asking. Keep asking, what's my next step? Please show me what's my next step. I don't know how to do this. Please show me how. One of the main things that I've realized and known and just absolutely love about being soul on board, like my soul is on board. She is with me. She's like, come on, we need to do this. Like, this is going to be so much fun. Is you follow the feeling. If the feeling feels easy, graceful, it could be exciting for you. It could feel freeing for you. It could feel like an adventure. Follow that. Respond to that. Now, when I received the message, write your book, write your book, write your book, it took a long time to actually sort of flush out the stories. But then there was something else that was going on there as well. Because I had a niggling, like, God, there's more to this book. There's more to what needs to come through. So I sat with it for a while, and then I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said, yeah, I think there's more to your book than that as well. So she said, well, let me ask you the questions and you can channel the answers. I'm like, I don't channel. Sometimes your messages come in through friends. Sometimes your messages come through in a conversation or when you're watching a film or when you're reading a book. I can ask sometimes before I'm watching a film, I would really like the answer to this particular problem. Just like show me it's something in the film, and then it lands. It lands, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. When something lands for me, if I've been asking a question, if I'm asking a question before I watch a film, or if I'm reading a book and I want to just, have something land from the chapters or from the film or something that somebody says in the film, that I'm looking for a solution for something. And when it lands, there's a feeling that goes with that landing, that knowing. For me, it's like, I've just been given a response. I've just been given a gift. It feels like practical magic. That's why my book is called Practical Magic. That's why my programs are often called Practical Magic, because something lands and it's like, that's from out of this world. That is just not something that came through my head. That is what I've been waiting for. This is the magic. This is how it comes through. And it feels, I don't know, unicorn, stardust, glitter, what feels like magic? Something you never thought could have happened, something that you never thought would be possible. It's beyond your imagination. That is practical magic. So when I heard when I go back to that story, when I heard write your book, write your book, write your book, and then I started flushing out the stories that I knew I was here to tell about how I created my own reality, how I found the house, how I all those kind of things. How then I got the guidance for the home detox box. When I started flushing those stories out and knowing that there was something else behind it, and then I was asked, do you want a channel? Sometimes messages don't come from the beyond. They come from somebody speaking to you. They say, there's something more in here, Fiona. You need to dig deeper. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Let the messages come through friends. Let the messages come through conversations. Let the messages come through all sorts of different ways. And then start responding to that, because you are being responded to. It is a two-way conversation. It is a soul to human conversation. It is coming through you. That is what I wanted to share with you today. So when I got the message, write a book, write a book, write a book, I was like, oh, yes, I've been wanting to do that for such a long time. It feels exciting. It feels like, can't wait to do that. This sounds amazing. This feels amazing. When I got the messages for the dragon cards, or the artists for the dragons, like, the artists who then ended up drawing all these eyes for me, when it landed, it's like, is that for me? And my whole body responds. I go back to the beginning and listen to, the thinking, the feeling, the knowing, the receiving. Know that this is a message coming through for you and you are being responded to. So many of my clients say, gosh, I just really didn't know how to do something. So I asked, and then my eye was pulled to something. That is a response. What's the first thing that you see when you open up a book, or when you're watching a film, or what's the first thing you notice? What is it that excites you? What is it that pulls you forward? There's a calling. So all of this is your soul responding to you, and your soul is responding all the time. And she's responding to your energy, not just your words. She's responding to your energy, your frequency, your vibration. So if you're feeling a little bit in a funk, so let's just talk about another way that your body responds to you, your soul responds to you. She responds to your energy. So the world is responding to you. So your soul, the universe, can only bring to you what she feels coming from you, what you're emanating, what you feel for the majority of the time. So if you're feeling in a funk and a bit depressed and a bit low and a bit stuck and like, I don't really know what I'm doing, you keep telling the same story, guess what? That's how life is going to respond to you. It's going to respond to you in the same way. It's going to be, you know what? You want stuck? We'll give you stuck. But if you've managed to change your frequency and feel excited about life and feel that you love life, and you just like, I love this experience I'm having. This is so amazing. I can't wait to open up my eyes and just see what's coming through, being in awe and wonder of the world. I call that bliss. It's beyond feeling in love. It's like blissful. Then that will be what you will experience more and more and more. So, responding. Your soul is responding to what you're thinking. Your soul is responding to what you're feeling. The world responds to you. Your soul responds to you. The world, the law of attraction, is responding to what you are being. You can only manifest something by being that in the first place. You go first. The next part of what I wanted to talk to you about today, bringing it all together, and you may have heard about this, but it's not talked about very often, which is soul-to-soul communication. Now, you may know it, you may think of it, but it's like when you need to pull out the big guns. Soul-to-soul communication is when you're in a situation or when you've got circumstances or you need a solution and you need to pull out the big guns. If you're going for a negotiation or if you are in a bit of a sticky spot, you need to do soul-to-soul communication. What does that mean, Fiona? What is soul-to-soul communication? How do I do it? Instead of just talking to your own soul, you're going to have a chat. You're going to have a conversation with the other person's soul. Let's just use it as a person-to-person conflict. You are going to change the story. You're just going to say, look, I want us both to get the best out of this. I would love to get this situation. What do you need? Like, let's work together. Let's get our humans to work this out. You can also say all sorts of different things. I would like this and I would like that. And I need this to go really easily. I need this to be finished by this timeline. This is a beginning of a soul-to-soul conversation. This is really, really funky. Okay. I've seen this happen so many times. There was a client of mine just recently, and I know she won't mind me telling this story. So we worked together a couple of years ago, but she's carrying on using her soul and talking to her soul and doing soul-to-soul communications. And she got into a really, really sticky situation, custody, divorce, all that kind of thing. And she needed to go to court. This is not the first time, by the way. This is a lot of what I teach. It's the soul-to-soul communication. So she kept asking her soul to help her, and she kept having this soul-to-soul conversation with the lawyer, with her, the person she was in conflict with, and the authorities. And she just kept on saying, this is what I need. Now, please show me my next step. And she was, told to pick a different lawyer, which she did. And this next person was phenomenal. You can't leave any of this to chance. You can't be lazy with your thoughts. You can't be lazy and just like leave everything to chance. You have got a superpower, so use it. That is soul-to-soul communication. What else do I want to say about soul-to-soul communication? What other stories do I have about soul-to-soul communication? Now, many of you have heard my stories about talking to my son. He went through a little bit of an era of being a very angry little boy when mummy and daddy got separated and I was a single mum and I was living on my own. He played out. Oh my God, he played out. Throwing things at the door, not eating his food, throwing things at the door, not doing his homework, being an arse, getting into arguments with people at school. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this boy? And it was just an argument, totally. Every time at dinner time, it was hard. It was really, really hard. So one of the things I did was I changed my story about him. I let his soul know exactly what I thought. This boy he's such a good boy. He finishes his homework. He eats what I prepare. He's asking me if there's anything he can do to help. He gets up in a happy mood. And I just carried on telling that same story and talking to his soul and just saying, look, you're an amazing boy. You're fabulous. You're amazing. I love you to the moon and back. Instead of all the stuff that I was thinking about him. And within a week, he had completely, utterly changed because the energy from me was different. And his soul picked up on that. And he started acting the way I thought about him. And a week after I'd made the decision to do a different story about him, I was in tears putting him to bed. He was so sweet. He was just delightful. Like, Mummy, why are you crying? He said. And I went, got my little boy back. I've got my little boy back. He had been asking, Mummy, is there anything I can do for you before I go to bed? Is there anything else I can do for you? Can I help you wash up? Can I do that? Completely different. He ate his food, everything was chill in the house. So what had he been responding to? He had been responding to me. He'd been responding to the conversation that was in my head, and he could feel that. People are way more sensitive than you give them credit for. And when you have a soul-to-soul communication, whether that's with your child, with a partner, I mean, I did the same with an ex of mine as well. It was really sticky, very, very, very tricky at one time. And I just went, he's very generous, he's a great dad, he turns up on time, he's a great mate to the boys, he's very nice with me, he's very helpful, very generous if he could be. I changed the story, the way I thought about him, the way I felt about him, and then that relationship completely and utterly changed. These are soul-to-soul communications. When you want to change something, if you go to the bank, or if you're negotiating on a car, or if something's really tricky and you don't know how to get past it, speak to the soul of the person, or speak to the energy between you. If you do Reiki and things like that, you'll know about how energy changes. Do that. Change the energy between you. Change the story. So your soul and the 5 languages of your soul, we've talked about the thinking. 5 languages of your soul. We've talked about the thinking. We've talked about how it lands in you as a feeling. We've talked about the knowing, when something lands and you just know that you're being communicated with. I had so many number plates and numbers the other day. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Something shifted and changed for me. Then you've got the receiving. When you're receiving information, it can come from all sorts of different avenues. And then we're talking about responding. How is your soul responding to you, to what you're saying? Are you responding to what your soul what your soul is giving you? Are you moving forward with the information that she's giving you? Are you taking action on the insights and the intuition that you're getting? Intuition is the soul speaking to you. It is her soul language. And then we're talking about soul to soul communication, how relationships can turn around 180 degrees when you change what you're thinking and saying. So this has been an absolute joy for me to bring you the soul 5 languages. Now, imagine that you're using that within your business. Imagining you're using that with your manifesting your business, manifesting your life, changing things going forwards. What's your body? It's like your body's telling you, it's showing you all the time. If you're tired, are you sleeping, or are you just plowing through and keeping on ignoring? And all these are messages from your soul. If you're exhausted, how are you responding? If you're excited about something, how are you responding? Are you going, oh, I don't know, I can't see that it's going to work. No one else is doing these things this way. And this has often been the information that came through for me. If you're a pioneer, and if you're a light worker, and if you know that you're here to do something else, and you're getting intuitive messages, but you're not responding to them, you're not acting on them, those messages are going to dry up after a while. You are born for this particular time to actually respond and do things in a very, very different way. And that means that your soul is talking to you. You can talk to your soul. You can ask for solutions. You can ask for, what's my next step? You can ask questions. Is this the right price band? Is this the right platform to market on? There's a mini course that I do about what is the soul of your clients asking for, and what will they say yes to? This is already on my website. It is available right now, and you can tune in. Anybody can do this. You can tune in to the soul, collective souls of your clients, your ideal clients, and listen to what they want from you. My whole purpose is to help you operate in 5D. My whole sole purpose is to help you operate in 5D. What is 5D, Fiona? 5D, Fiona, is that you are operating with practical magic. You are operating with your soul who has come on board, your soul who is assisting you. My work is to help you manifest your goals. It is to help you rewire your mind, tell a different story, do things in a different way, and slow the heck down so that you can start receiving the messages that are already there for you, and then have the courage to start acting on those and listening for more bits and pieces of information. What else could be better than this? Where's the fun in this? Like, how wouldn't it be fun if this happened? And I'm very pleased to announce that I'm going to be doing retreats again. I'm going to be doing retreats that are allowing you to slow down and sit by the river and listen to the trees and listen to the rivers going by, and allowing every single thing to just come up for you that is meant for you within a space of 3 or 4 days. These retreats are going to be absolutely life-changing because, one, you'll be camping and your whole body, your whole system changes when you are living on the earth, when you're as close to the earth and close to nature as you can possibly be. The information that comes through, you will be blown away how much information you will get just by slowing the heck down. We will be working on rewiring your mind, giving you lots and lots of silent time so that you can actually ask questions and receive information. You will leave knowing exactly what your soul is asking you to do and moving you forward step by step by step. Sometimes it's incremental. It's not the big whoop. It's not the big end result. It's like, okay, where are we now? What are we doing now? And, you know, these retreats are not just a retreat standalone. They are here because you will be supported for a whole year when you are on the retreat. The retreat may come in the middle. The retreat may come at the beginning, or it may come at the end, or you may just choose to do 2 retreats. Because when your soul onboarding, allowing your soul to come all the way through so that she can assist you in your every single day life, that is priceless. That is living the practical magic life. I shall put a link below. It is going to be phenomenal, and I've started posting about it, and I've started responding, because that's what today's all about. And I'm going to be calling in the souls who really want to be able to do this and know that they are getting soul guidance, that they have so much more to offer. I'm just waiting to see. There are some more messages sort of mulling around in the background there, but it's all to do with your soul language. Once you understand how your soul is coming through to you, your whole life changes. With grace and ease, you are moving from 3D survival mode, serious and sensible. You're moving into being more playful and adventurous with your soul on board. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for listening. It has been my absolute pleasure to bring this to you, to help you understand that you have that level of awareness with everything that you do from now on.